My name is Billy Ramsell. The poem I'm going to read is from the Cork Words Anthology. It's called Lament for Christy and I will dedicate it to the booksellers everywhere who've kept our imaginations nourished during the pandemic. Lament for Christy. Aboriginal, electrical, his great bulging eye, amid the stadium's temper, amid the furies and exultations of the great coated stands, as he lopes in a bull's diagonal goalward. Improbable balance of ball on broad boss, on his stick of ashy liquidity, that's rippling, eel-flexible, alive. And now his body it is liquid too, an impressionist version of itself, as he slights the wall of tree defenders, pours himself through some improbable gap, and on the other side re-solidifies. Is it only in his own mind, the nearly underwater silence for his backswing, for his shape's familiar coil into potential, for the glance, the pull, and the connection? And the cork-hearted ball becomes nothing at all, is too nimble, too cute for the eye, and the goalkeeper's beaten, and Clare and Tip and Kilkenny are beaten, and the terraces inhale themselves, and the air is vibrating in shock and in awe. Patricia Horgan's was the last face he saw. She stepped out for the messages and walked into history. She went to buy butter, became a minor character. His chest clenched and accelerated, bucked and ratcheted in the eye of the forming throng, as he flopped there watching, behind her cow-eyed gentle expression, the usual mergers of cumulus, a crow, and the gulls at the shrill affairs over Morrison's Island, then the clouds themselves clouding over. Niedvi on farshin olika, more unpaka on arshin olika. You couldn't bury that man, she said. It'd be a sin to bury that man, she said. And to this day I still can't bury Christy. We'll carry his washed and scented remains in procession by candlelight, by handheld electric light, from the cemetery at Cloyne to an undisclosed location in the Midlands. We'll shoulder him into a mossed-over dome, to the burial room, through the long corbelled tunnel. And in that chamber of must and slow tutting stones, lay him out on a bier of amethyst that's been carved, that's been scented with palm and with cinnamon. And on all sides, the surprisingly petite skeletons of our ancestors, the priests, the chieftains, all the princes of swordplay and laughter. Their careful lines of dowry and cousinship, all merged in a carpet of loam. The victories, the enmities rusted, and the quarrels all gone, the quarrels all long processed by worms. Leave him there in that society of bone, and walk back through the sock-drenching grasses, the spiders and the daisies, watercresses, past one particular field of rapeseed outside Edgeworthstown that stretches in primrose, that soaks up the buttery sunlight of late morning, that never knew his name to forget it. And that poem is after the work of Sean O'Toole. Gurmagwiv.